Hello, friends. All right, I'll give it a few minutes here. See if anyone pops in, pops on. All right, so I am jumping between. You can't see this, but first comes vengeance. I'm sorry. First comes blood. Vengeance. First comes blood by Lilith Vincent. This is part of the Discord read. I can't remember what it's called. The Taboo Book Club that Tamika from Tamika's Library does. Hello, Tina. Hello. Okay, so I am reading First Comes Blood by Lilith Vincent. This is off KU. It's the Taboo Book Club pick for July. I'm like 8%, no, 12% in, and I'm on chapter 4. So I'm reading that. And I'm also reading Jade City. There we go. Which I'm on chapter 8, page 74. I don't really know what the percent of that would be. Hold on. Let me check my story graph because I keep my story graph up to date for this very reason. Because if I'm reading a paper book, I don't know what the percentage is. But if I'm reading a digital book, then I only keep track of percent. Yeah, so I'm on page 74. So I'm 13% into Jade City, 12% into wherever it is, First Comes Blood. I'm enjoying both books. Also watching a documentary called Girl in the Picture. It's on Netflix, so probably just going to jump between doing those things as I see fit. I'm reading No Good Tea Goes Unpunished by Brie Baker. It's the sequel of Live and Let Chai. I hope you love it, because I know you said that Live and Let Chai was just okay, but that you were going to continue the series, so I hope you love it. All right, so I don't know how late we're going to be going at this tonight. I started these a little bit later than I usually would, because I was watching Michelle and Lexi's sprints. So we'll go ahead and we will start. So we're just going to do an hour and then we'll come back and chat. No work for me tomorrow, but we also have sprints tomorrow afternoon. So we can play it by ear and decide how late we want to be up. So let me add this to the stream. What is this? I don't know. It's weird. Oh, it's part of my background. I'm liking it more than Live and Let Try, but I think I'm going to find another cozy mystery series I like more after this. Understood. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and I like it better like this. Go ahead and do an hour, and then we'll come back and chit chat and decide. We'll see if more people jump on and decide if we want to keep reading or what we want to do. So I will see everyone in an hour. Hello, friends. How did y'all do? I'm watching this bonkers documentary on Netflix. My best friend told me to watch it. I feel like I've heard this case before, but also my mind is exploded. Okay. But also I got some I have a secret project coming up, so I got that pretty much planned out how I'm gonna do it. So let me run back here because I know I missed some comments. I know I did. Okay, so Bree is here. Hey Bree, so glad to see you. Alessandra, hello. And everyone's saying hello to each other. I love that. Hello, ML. I'm really sorry that you're in a slump, but I hope that you got some work done. And I know I said here, if no one read this, that I'm feeling really slumpy. So I kind of have just been jumping between books and like reading what I feel like reading in the moment. And if I don't feel like reading, then I do something else. But I'm just always glad that y'all come out to hang out with me. So that's what I love about these. Whether we do anything during the actual sprints or not, I love that y'all come hang out with me. And I know that there are some people, like people I know personally, that use my sprints later. Like they watch the replay to motivate them to read. So I'm just glad to be consistent with these, honestly. Always a party. Hey, Rainy. I'm so glad you're here, girl. I really am. Take a break from sprints to catch up on Bachelorettes. I said this already, but like I haven't watched Bachelorettes. I watched not last season, but whatever was before. So I haven't watched The Bachelor or The Bachelorette in a while. I watched the last Bachelorette round that I watched was the one, I don't even remember who it was. And I liked her too. But it had the two hosts, the two female hosts. I think you know what I'm talking about, Rainy. So we're gonna watch this back and be like, what is this girl talking about? It? But I really miss Chris, so that's just me though. It's fine. Hey, ate a taco. Tacos are delicious. Took me the whole sprint. You know what? That's fine. The documentary is called Girl in the Picture. It's on Netflix. Just be prepared that it's bonkers. I thought it was broken down into like episodes, and it's not. Like it's a movie, which I don't usually watch. I usually prefer to watch my documentaries in episodes, you know, like limited series or whatever, but I only have 30 minutes of this one left, and it's nuts. Got some work done, a rough outline of content and assignments for a fall course done. Wonderful. I didn't read FaceTime my family and we sang happy birthday to my sister. That's also productive. Love you too, Rainy. Love you so much, girl. I feel like we've been friends for forever, honestly. We've been friends for a while. I think Ari is 5. I feel like we've been friends for at least 2 years. I feel like we met each other when Ari was 3. But I could be wrong. Because I'm pretty sure we met each other in 2020. You know, the year the world fell apart. Katie, yes. And here's the thing. A lot of people did not like Katie. And I liked Katie even when she was on The Bachelor. Because she ended up with, his name starts with a B, but she ended up with him, and I liked him because he had been on Rachel. No. He had been on the black girl that was one of the hosts. He was on her season. and Blake, that was his name. And then she ended up with John. But like I feel like John was also a good choice because she picked Blake and they dated for like a while, but now she's with John. Which I know because I follow them on Instagram. So if they broke up, I don't know. So it's fine. Not even with her man anymore. Yeah. 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 Tayshia. Yes, is down here. She ended up with Blake. I loved Blake also. I wanted Tayshia to end up with Blake, and then she ended up with the other guy. But I really liked him too. Because for me with Tayshia, it was between the guy that she picked. Can't remember his name. This is why I don't do book reviews. Because this is why, like, in my wrap-ups, I'm like, this is what this book was about. I think. I'm so sorry. But she ended up with the other guy. I did like him too. And then I was sad when Katie and Blake broke up, but I mean, it is what it is. Lincoln was only one when we met. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. 2 years of friendship, and I would never replace Rainey. She's my buddy. Didn't read, went looking for the outside cat and couldn't find her. Oh no. Oh no. I hope you find her. Because I will be so sad if you do not find her. Yeah, so I also did not read. It's fine. It's really fine. I might try to read The Sprint because I am really enjoying Jade City, but there's so much world building, and I am still tabbing with green tabs. I know you can't see this because my lighting my lighting is bad. I hope to get better lighting very soon. Y'all are the OGs, okay, that have suffered with me through not great lighting. Hoping to get better lighting soon. Also hoping that you guys do not keep having to look at this white wall behind me. Okay. I'm working on getting shelf-like storage. I've decided that I'm going to get cube storage, which we don't know what that is. Literally what it sounds like it has cubes, like cubbies, and then you get like so many of the cubbies that don't have backs on them, so you can put like soft drawers. I don't know, I'm getting mine at Walmart, but I'm going to do that because then I can use the drawers for like actual things, like other things, but also have bookshelves. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm going to put them over there in the corner in front of me, and then we're gonna sit there, and I'm gonna get a bean bag, and it's gonna be great, and then you won't have to look at this ugly white wall behind me. But yes, I'm really enjoying this book, but there's a lot of world building. I'm not usually an adult high fantasy person. I like YA fantasy, but I'm really loving this, so I'm hoping to finish this so that I can buy Jade War. So if I finish this soon, then I'm going to buy Jade War. But I'm on chapter 8. So I really would like to get to chapter 12. And I think I could get to chapter 12 in an hour if I really read. Because that's 4 chapters. And on Michelle and Lexi sprints, I read 2 chapters in 45 minutes. So I think I could do it. She'll probably come back later tonight or in the morning. She hides in places I don't know. That is what outside cats do. I grew up in the country, so we had my grandma had outside cats, and she would go out and try to find them and be like, oh, they'll come back, and then they always did. So there you go. Sorry for you. I still have to read Jade Legacy. I've been putting it off because Miss Fonda ain't afraid to kill people, and I'm scared. So here's what I was afraid, or here's what I was surprised at. So, and I'm just like holding this book like it's a relic. It's fine. Honestly, I'm so blessed that my friend Amanda sent me this book for my 6 years clean thingy. I'm thankful to her that she sent me this because it was on my wish list as a high priority, and then she bought it for me, and I was like, oh, so nice. So with fantasy, YA or I'm sorry. I saw Rainey's comment. Okay, YA or adult fantasy. I'm always expecting people to die in like chapter 4, there was a sex scene, and I was not expecting it. And the thing with it was not smut. It was not smut. Like, it was very clinical. Like, they were talking to each other while doing the do. Like, and I'm not one to laugh at sex scenes, but I had to go back and reread it because I was like, is what is happening? Like, is what I'm reading actually happening? Or did I skip something? No. Like, they were really, like, there's a sex scene, but they talk to each other through the whole thing. And they're like discussing they're like discussing important things, but we're supposed to feel like this is like a sexy time. It's not. Like, it's not. The rest of the book though so far has been so good, but that scene, I was like, what is this? What is this? We give her flea medicine yesterday and she wasn't very happy with us. I mean, you got to take care of the outside cats just like the inside ones. It is a relic. Listen, this really might be like my new favorite book of 2022. Like, I'm only 8 chapters in. I'm like a whole, I don't know, 16% or something according to Storygraph, and I'm just like, I like this book. You know what I mean? Like, this is a book I like want to take this book out of my house, but I don't have any book sleeves. So, I'm going to have to buy some or ask someone to gift me some because this book, I'm going to have to buy me a new book bow. I had one, but it got lost in our move. I mean, by that I mean it got left where we had to leave from. This book is a gem. I recommend this to everyone. I'm just saying this here is my favorite. That sex scene was so awkward. So awkward. Like, I went back and reread it and was like, what is happening? Like, what is happening? I did what? She cannot write sex scenes. She cannot. But you know what? But Fonda Lee can write fantasy. So I'm not mad because I'm not like a big romance person. Like, if you tell me this is like if you hand me a book and you say this is a fantasy, that's what I want. So it's fine that she can't write it. It's fine. How did I just realize now that you only had a channel for 2 months? I know. It feels like I've been here forever. Actually, me and Sam is my boyfriend, we were discussing this the other day because he likes to check in with me to ask how many subscribers I have because I'm not very good at uploading videos. I'm going to get better at it, you guys. I promise you. Like, you're going to get actual videos and not just me talking at you during sprints. But I'm not very good at it. And he was like, how many subscribers do you have? And I checked, and the other day I had like 80 or 81 subscribers. But I try not to check a lot because it starts to freak me out that many people like are subscribed, even if they're not watching anything, you know? And then he was like, well, he was like, how long have you had your channel? And I was like, just over 2 months, dude. And he was like, it feels like longer than that. Yep. Say that bad. It's good for a laugh. Good for a laugh for sure. Listen, that's the way that we say it in front of Ari, because she's 5 and she has started repeating things. And everyone on here at this point, I think, has heard Ari speak, and she's very articulate. So we have to watch what we say around her sometimes. So doing the do, that's just what I say. But I just couldn't believe it. Discussing taxes. That's basically what it was. I'm gonna find the scene now because I was like appalled. I was like, what is this? Maybe it was chapter 5. Yeah, it was chapter 5. And Okay, we don't care. I'm sorry. The cat. The cat is like, girl, it's time to read, but we talking, so it's all right. Let me make sure. Okay. All right. So yeah, like they're talking about he like sneaks into his girlfriend's bedroom, who he's like not supposed to be with, right? And this isn't really a spoiler, I don't think, but they're basically just discussing, like, he tells her that he was dealing with trouble and she asks what the trouble is. And then they were talking about his bodyguards. Like, but y'all are in the middle. But also it's being described that they are doing the do. You know what I'm saying? Like they're doing the thing. And so I'm like, what is happening? The audacity of giving her medicine. A free spirit. Right. Right. Lincoln repeats too. Earlier the cat came on the floor because the door to the room where his litter box is, and Lincoln said, "Oh no." so so this is funny. This is a funny. So this is funny. So this song, everybody knows it, but the song ABCDEFU by Gail. So Ari had heard this song by accident on YouTube because I like let her watch YouTube on her phone, and it had come up like as a sound on someone's YouTube short. So this child came up to me and was like, "Hey mom, can we listen to the You song?" But she said the word, and I was like, trying not to laugh. But also trying to figure out where she heard that song because I listened to that song but with headphones. So I was like, where did you hear that song? And then also was like, also, don't say that word. Kids are hilarious to me. Like, but also I'm like, am I supposed to be mad or, it's like that. How dare we? Right. How dare you give her medicine? Sheesh. She'll come out tomorrow. They hear so much stuff and I never know where it comes from. Right. Right. Kids. But yes, I am going to try to read some more of this, because I really do want to get to chapter 12 because I'm really like a whole day behind on this. So I would really like to be able to like on my little tracker that I use to be able to check off chapters 1 through 12, considering that I'm the one that divided up the chapters, So, yeah. All right. Be ready for sadness. I mean, it's fantasy. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm prepared for the sad. Ooh, I'm prepared for the sad and for people to die. I just was I was not prepared for that awkward sex scene because that was just, and I feel like you have to read it to believe it because the description is them having sex, but also it's like they're just talking through it. So I'm like, that's not realistic. But okay. You guys are great parents. I mean, it's sort of to, I mean, like I cuss a lot. So it's sort of to a point where censorship is only so much. Like, my mom didn't really censor a lot, but she would say things like, that's not appropriate for your siblings. I'm the oldest. So a lot of times it was like, that's not appropriate for your siblings. Please listen to it with headphones. But I feel like it's possible that she's going to hear it in the outside world anyway. So like for me to censor her and then her to like to go to school and then be like exposed to it anyhow, you know what I'm saying? Like she's definitely seen shows that probably like other people would be like, oh, wow, you let your 5-year-old watch that. But if she's paying enough attention to ask questions, she will. So I figure if she asks questions, then I can either say like, we'll talk about this at a later date, or I'll try to explain it to her. That's just what I do. Trying to right. Exactly. So like I was just trying to figure out where she had heard the song from. And then the fact that she called it the fuck you song, I was like, okay. And also there are songs that she knows. That song, I hate you, I love you. She knows that song and knows where to skip all the bad words. So like I'm kind of like, do I, you know? And I just feel like it's fine. She'll ask questions if she has them, and if not, that's fine too. I just started being allowed to curse at 17. I mean, my mom got more lax like the more kids she had with cussing. I definitely wasn't allowed to cuss until I was like 16 or 17 ish. But like my little brother, who is now 21, has been cussing since he was like 12. Now my mom would be like, watch your language type thing, but like she wouldn't like make him stop or anything like that. And we knew like not to cuss around like certain grandparents and things like that. But like my uncles and my opa, which would be my grandpa on my mom's side, they all had potty mouths anyway. So like that was a thing. That was a thing. But like I didn't cuss around like my great grandma. Like I think I slipped a couple times and would, and then I would like feel bad about it, even though my great grandma could cuss with the best of them if she needed to or wanted to. It was just more of like a respect thing with my great grandma, not so much like a oh my gosh, she's gonna be mad thing. So like I just kind of let it go, but also I never know how to like respond when my kid cusses because I want to laugh because I think that's funny. Parents are not strict. I read romance. My dad share a KU. Right. So like my mom was like, you just need to be respectful with your language. But I definitely was like reading books that I was definitely reading books that I shouldn't have been necessarily, or maybe the other people would be like, oh wow, those are a little old, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like it's just up to the parents. Like I don't judge parents off of what they choose to let their kids do, as long as it's not like hurting anyone. You know what I mean? Other cousin, there's no other vocabulary words that just equate to it. Exactly. Sometimes it's just like a good, most of the time really, a good cuss word just like gets it out there where you need it, you know? Yeah. So I personally think that it's fine. Whatever you choose to do. And the parents that don't let their kids cuss, I totally respect that too. Because people have said to me, like, oh, well, if you think that it's funny that your kid cusses, like, do you think that people should just let their kids cuss? I mean, not necessarily. I think that it's up to the parents, like, but I'm not going to judge you if your kid cusses. Like it might shock me like if I hear like a 4-year-old like drop an f-bomb, I might be like, oh, but like I'm not going to judge you for it because I like to cuss. So like it's fine. And like people will apologize to me if we're like in a group setting, and they'll be like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like if Ari is around, they'll be like, oh, I'm so sorry, didn't mean to cuss in front of her, or kids are around or something. And I'll be like, I'm her mother. Like, she's heard it. It's fine. I mean, Mother sucker is close. You know what I'm saying? It's like a politically, or no, politically correct. No, it's like a like an appropriate one for out in the world. You know what I'm saying? If I were a parent, I would definitely laugh at my kid cussing. I mean, I laugh at already cussing all the time. I do try to be like, please do not say that word. You know what I'm saying? Like, what did she say yesterday? Oh, I said what the hell about something. I was watching something on TikTok, and she like walked around the house and she kept saying what the hell, and I was like, I'd really prefer if you said what the heck. But most of that is because like she has to go to school. So I hate when kids cuss. Hearing it's fine, but when they say it, absolutely. Yeah, like I tend to give her other words that she can say to express herself, because I'm like, you can't go to school like saying the F word. Like I'm gonna get a call like from the teacher, and I'm not trying to do that. Mother, father. I say um Jesus, Mary, and Joseph a lot. Like I say that a lot. Because I figure if she goes to school saying just being like Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, like people just assume that we're like super religious. But also it gets my point across without cussing. I don't cuss at them, but I will around them. Yeah, and I think that's a big distinction too. Like, don't cuss at your parents. Okay, I'm never gonna tell you to cuss at your parents, but if they're okay with it around them, and you're like an older child, I mean, I'm not gonna judge you. My kids had asked and I laughed, but shut it down so fast. Right, right, exactly. That's like Ari said the F word, and like I laughed about it, but then I was like, "You please do not say that. Like we cannot say that." And then she'd be like, "Oh, that's a big girl word, or that's a mom word," and I'm like, "Exactly." My mom has some toxic messages about gender, not including cussing. She would tell me, "Ladies don't cuss, boys, men don't like girls, women who cuss." Ha ha, jokes on her. Right? How weird is that? Like, okay, if you don't like it when I cuss, then that means you can't cuss either. It's weird to me, but okay. I mean, true that. True. Oh, true that, girl. And I mean, I've dated cis men. Like, don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying, like, if you don't like me because I cuss, then like we weren't meant to be anyway. You know, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. All right. Do y'all want to do another sprint? Do we want to do another one? My job. Exactly. Yes, we want to do another sprint. Okay. Do we want to do an hour sprint? Or do y'all want a shorter sprint? I'm down for whatever, because I'm gonna be up for a great I don't work tomorrow, so it doesn't really matter to me. I'm mostly catering to y'all tonight because yeah. So do we want to do another hour, or do we want to shorten it? Because I don't know what time it is for y'all. For me, it's 11:35. So I know for Rainy it's 11:35. An hour is good. Okay, we will do another hour. More sprint, 1 hour. Okay. All that training for how to get a man. Square. Right. Right. They get us like all prepared for it and are like cater to men, and then you grow up and you're like, never mind. It's 10:35. Okay. So we will do another hour, since that is what I'm seeing the most of. And I will see y'all in 1 hour. Hello, friends. How do we do? Let me mark because I did read for almost 25 minutes. So proud of that. I got to page 92. So I'll let y'all know how many pages that is. Yeah, thanks. I read 18 pages this sprint. And I read 18 pages out of Jade City. It's starting to get really good. I did not quite make it to chapter 12. I made it to chapter 10, about halfway through chapter 10. So, yes, that's how far I made it. So let me know how y'all did while I look through these comments. Right, this one. I saw this comment and it made me laugh. Not there's national queers. Turning them gay. That's hilarious to me. Like, I don't get it. The force is strong in this one. According to my mom, the L word also turn people gay. So my mom and my stepdad never had a problem with me not being straight. And he might watch this later, and that's fine. We've had discussions about it, so he can't be mad. But my biological dad, who has been on here before, he's also on Instagram as david.reads.books. He had some issue with it, but he just accepted that that's what it is. It's what it is. But yes, let me know how y'all did because I want to know because I'm nosy, of course. And I ended up spending the last part of the sprint trying to find an adjustable tripod for my phone. So if you didn't know, I film everything on my phone. Okay, I'm not rich. Not even not rich. Like, I just don't have money for a camera right now. Eventually I will get one. But when I started BookTube, or when I started thinking about starting BookTube, I hadn't actually started it yet. I spent $100 and I got this little vlogging kit, which you can take somewhere. I have like all of the pieces. Okay. Like I have the box to it still somewhere, but basically you can take this part off, which is where my phone goes, and put a camera on this part. So either way I could use it. Now this works really well like when I'm recording vlogs. You know what I'm saying? Like when I just need it to be stabilized, this works really well. And like the light on this is really bright and the microphone is pretty good. But the problem that I have with this is it's not adjustable. And so this tripod is relatively short. So I have to either be sitting on my floor or I have to put something underneath the tripod to lift it up enough that the angle is okay. So I was looking for adjustable tripods for my phone so I can shoot videos without having to like finagle this one. But I'm going to keep this because this works really, really, like I said, it works really well for vlogging. And it's very stable, even though like I shake a lot when I hold this. It's way more stable than if I was just like only holding my phone. So, and I feel like it was a good price for $100. So I was looking at that. And then also I'm trying to get this is only like $25, but I was trying to get, I'm also looking at this selfie mirror camera / phone mirror thing, and it's supposed to go like on the back of your phone. Oh my god, really? There's no way. Be quiet. it's supposed to go like on the top, like it would go like on the top of the tripod, or it can go like on the top of a camera, but it makes it so that you can, it works as like a viewfinder so you can see yourself, but have the rear facing camera. Because I don't like shooting sit down videos on my front facing camera on my phone, but I do shoot vlogs that way. So that's what I did for the last like 15 minutes of this sprint. It's fine. That's good. I got some work done. Glad you got some work done. Yeah, my mom and my stepdad are very, I mean, they're part of the LGBTQIA community as well. So it would have been weird for them to be like, ew, you're queer. Like, you know what I mean? But yeah. But my dad, David, he wasn't really down with it at first, but it's fine because at this point, like at least 2 of his kids are me, and one of my siblings are queer. You know what I'm saying? And then like on my mom's side, there's also like there's 5 kids on my mom's side, 6 if you count me, and like half of us are queer. So it is what it is. My mom grew a lot. I'm glad that your mom grew a lot. It always makes me sad to hear not happy coming out stories. It makes me sad because I know that is other people's experience, but I'm grateful it wasn't my experience, but it makes me sad that's other people's experience, you know? So like we went to Pride this year and we took Ari, of course, and me, Ari, and Mariah all wore shirts that said free hugs on them. So me and Mariah said free mom hugs and Ari said free sister hugs. And there were a few people that walked up to Ari and it was so nice. It made me cry a little. Read 4 pages is laundry. Laundry is great. I have to do that tomorrow. Also helped me by proofreading a document. Awesome. My mom refused to accept my queerness. Instead I said, girl, bye. And I mean, sometimes that's what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? Because everyone deserves to be who they are and no one deserves to live in a closet. So that's it. That's all. But that's also why I don't talk a lot. I mean, I know I have said it like in sprints and stuff. And in my wrap up video, which I still need to post, so sorry. In my wrap up video, I do say that I did listen to a couple of the Harry Potter books last month. But I don't do like designated vlogs on them or anything like that. If someone said that they wanted it, I would. But really, I keep the tradition that my mother started of Harry Potter alive because of my mother. We're not going to cry on these sprints, but I have some not happy memories with my mom. And Harry Potter and like the Gilmore Girls and House are like the TV show House are things that were happy memories for me. So I try to keep them alive, which subsequently means that I have also introduced Ari to Harry Potter. I don't remember which sprints it was, but someone had asked me to like post or share my Amazon wish list. The illustrated versions of the Harry Potter books are on there. I am trying to find them at like Half Price Books or somewhere that's like a used place, because I want her to have them, but I don't necessarily want the author to receive the royalties. Does that make sense? So like I don't own any of the movies. We watched them on HBO Max. I'm sure that HBO Max has to pay her some kind of royalties, but I already pay for HBO Max. So like I'm going to watch what I have. You know what I mean? It's rough. But yes, I agree that if people do not love you because you're queer, like I don't know. I feel like it's a dumb thing to not love someone for. or to not accept someone for, you know? Like, I had a talk with a few family members who knew that I had I had struggled with substance abuse disorder. And they were like more accepting of the fact that I was a drug addict than with me being queer. And I was like, if y'all really, like, if the thing that makes you not want to be around me is that I'm queer, that's a problem, because like my queerness never made me do things that hurt other people. But like my addiction problems made me do things that hurt other people, but they were more willing to be like, oh, it's a disease, we forgive you, but like y'all can't accept that I'm queer. So it's weird to me, but sure. Oh my gosh, but that's messed up. People are weird. Yeah, I think it's weird. I'm not gonna name the family members because I don't know. I don't know who watches my stuff, but I did have to have a conversation and was like, if y'all really are more upset that I'm queer than that I have struggled with being a drug addict, like when I did bad things in active addiction. Like I stole money, like I did bad things. So like, and I mean, they got it. You know what I mean? Those people are like, they accept my queerness as something that's not going to change. And they also know that I'll cut them off. So it's what it is. But really good. On a happier note, I'm not going to say what the secret project is. I'm not going to say what it is. But I am going to say that I'm super excited for this secret project. And it's going to start in August, and I'm going to put like an announcement video up. I'm trying to decide if I should do it as a premiere, like where we can, like where people can interact with me in the comments or not. I did one as a premiere, and it was like so early on in my YouTube career. I don't know what to call this, but my YouTube journey. That really I had done it as a premiere because I wanted to see how a premiere worked on the back end. I really didn't expect anyone to show up to it. No one did. But I'm super excited for this, but also scared because it's going to have me reading books that are not in my comfort zone, you know? But it's gonna be fun. I love it. HP is such a hard one for so many, such a part of so many people's childhood, young adulthood, or just overall memories of fandom. Wish J.K. Rowling Pin wouldn't have chose violence and ruined things. I feel the same way. And I get told by people that like I can't love Harry Potter like the world, like what the world did for me. And I'm not going to sit here and say that the Harry Potter world is perfect or that it doesn't have problematic things in it. Like I am aware of the problematic aspects of Harry Potter, like as a world, okay? Like in general, like I am aware, and I need y'all to know that I'm aware of it. When it comes to Harry Potter, I tend to separate my love of the wizarding world from the person that wrote it. Now, I've been told by people that I can't do that because without her, there would be no Wizarding World of Harry Potter, which is true. But I think that it's grown to a point that it's like the fans keep it alive at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like if there were no fans of it, you know? But for this comment, I have trouble buying things that are in that fandom that are not used. If that makes sense. So, like for instance, before we moved, so I think like a year or so ago, I had never owned the Harry Potter books. So I saved up for, like, I had never owned my own set. Okay. So I saved up for 6 months and bought like this set that comes like in the cool, like, trunk case that has like stickers. They were lost. They were left behind when we had to evacuate and move away. But I was so proud of myself for being able to save up for it. And I did buy it through Amazon. So she got royalties for that. But when the boyfriend and I went to have, I'll just call him Sam, it's fine. When Sam and I went to Half Price Books last week, before, because we went to Half Price Books and then I got my hair done, I noticed that in the young adult section, Half Price Books had all of the Harry Potter books. So I'm thinking that what I'm going to do is I'm just going to find good, like, decently, like, gently used, is that what I'm trying to say, like, good conditions of those, and just buy them at Half Price Books, because then I will still have the books for myself, and then but not be paying her royalties, you know what I'm saying, you know. But unless it comes up like in a wrap up, or someone specifically asks like on Sprint or something when I'm reading, I don't really talk about it that much. Like I said, I haven't done any, like, I don't think I've done any vlogs at all where I mention them, even if I like, because there was a vlog that I posted where I was reading one of those books and I didn't say anything about the book. Like, I talk about every other book, but not that one. Yeah, I wouldn't promote her stuff either. Yeah, it is a very personal thing. I miss these comments. Oh, yes, I'm so excited for this project. I'm excited. But I also, there are people that are participating in this. So a hint is all of the books that I will be reading for this project are books given to me by other people. Okay, so I made all of these people promise me that we would still be friends after this project is over. Because I know that I'm sure that there will be at least a book or two that I don't enjoy. And so, like, but I also still want to have friends at the end. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. And I'm like looking at my list. And I know that at least 3 of these books are contemporary romance. And I'm not a contemporary romance person, but I'm willing to give it a try. You know what I'm saying? It's fine. Off topic, but the new IPB cover is revealed for Barbarian Mind. Screaming, crying, throwing up. Ice Planet Barbarians. That's what we're talking about. So, first of all, I'm glad that that is revealed. Second of all, no one told me that Ice Planet Barbarians was on Kindle Unlimited. Do I have the first book in that series sitting in my Kindle Unlimited library? I surely do. I surely do. Am I going to try to fit it into my August TBR when I play my TBR game? I surely am, which I am playing that this week. So that video will be up soon. No one told me that IPB was on Kindle Unlimited. So I was like, oh, I'm going to have to wait and like buy it through Kindle or buy it as like paper books, because I was just going to buy it physically and read them that way. But they're on Kindle Unlimited. So now I have to read them. They sound outrageous. Outrageous. I'm going to look up that cover though. Neva, what are you? I know. But here was the thing. The person that gave me the books that I know are contemporary romance, I knew that this person reads contemporary romance. I knew that's what you meant. I knew before asking this person to participate that they read contemporary romance, so I knew that at least one book would be that, but I feel like they gave me at least 3. But it's fine. Because I'm pretty sure one of them I can get on Kindle Unlimited, so it's fine. IPB is so good. Listen, I'm really trying to fit Ice Planet Barbarians into my August TBR. I thought I could fit it into the reading challenge I'm doing. My friend is doing a reading challenge for next month, but I couldn't fit it in there because it didn't fit any of the prompts. Like, it fit no prompts. Unless it has a strong or brave main character. But, like, I don't know that it does. But it didn't fit any of the other prompts. So I'm trying to fit it into prompts that I get from my Wheel of TBR game. And if I can't, I may just read it in August as, like, a bonus book. They are some of the most romantic books I've ever read. Ice Planet Barbarians? I mean, listen. I'm willing to give it a try. Because I heard they were smutty, too. And kind of, like, off the wall. I don't know. I've heard a lot of things about these. Truly romantic, and the couples are so soulmates. See, this makes me even more intrigued to read this. And I'm not. Listen, my friend Kristen makes fun of me and tells me that I don't like love. Like, she's like, you just don't like love. Like, you just hate love. I don't hate love, y'all. I have trouble with contemporary romance because it seems a lot of times the way that it's written seems unrealistic. Okay? If I want to watch, I love Disney movies. I love princess movies. Okay, I love it all. But if I want that, I will watch it. Like, I don't really want to read it. And the other thing is, people be lying to me in books. Okay? People push books a certain way. For instance, Book Lovers. I gave that book 4 stars. But I understand why a lot of romance readers gave that book 2 to 3 stars. And the reason is because Book Lovers was pushed and pushed and pushed as contemporary romance. So my friend Chris and I read it because she has a hashtag, which is like hashtag, I don't know, but it's something about making me love romance, right? Okay, I'll look the hashtag up and I'll put it in the description if I remember. But my friend Kristen has a whole hashtag going that she hashtags every romance book that we read. Okay, so she liked Book Lovers. Like, she gave it, I think, a 5-star. But Book Lovers is not contemporary romance, in my opinion. In my opinion, Book Lovers was chick lit because most of the book was about the sisters and not about the actual romance. But also, I read The Love Hypothesis. They touted that as being fake dating. If you're going to give me fake dating, I need to believe that they're dating. I need to believe that the characters believe that they're, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I didn't feel like anyone in that book believed that these 2 characters were dating. Like, they thought it was highly suspicious the entire time. And then when they finally did, we're like, oh, I guess you guys are dating. It was very, like, weird. Like, I didn't believe, it wasn't believable. Also, if you're going to give me enemies to lovers, I need it to truly be enemies to lovers. Not like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of enemies to lovers, contemporary romance, because they don't want to make it a bully romance, which is what a lot of dark romance is if it's enemies to lovers, it's bully romance. They don't want to make it that because they don't want to make it dark. So they give you, like, acquaintances to lovers, or where they, like, meet one time, like in Book Lovers, they met one time and she decided she didn't like him. That's not enemies to lovers. in my opinion. There's a good amount of spice, but there is an extreme romantic element. I'm not saying the relationship is healthy. Listen, in my books, I don't need the relationships to be healthy. That sounds so bad, but I think I'm trying to think. I read a lot of mafia romance. Like this book that I'm reading right now for Taboo Book Club is called First Comes Blood. This is a mafia romance. Nothing about this dynamic. It's a reverse harem, from what I'm understanding. I'm praying that no one sleeps with this girl before she turns 18 because she's 17 at the beginning of this book. I'm not gonna be able to handle it if she's not 18. But the way that they've kind of put it in the book is basically when she's 18, she's gonna decide who she wants to be engaged to, and then the week after she turns 18, she's getting married. So I don't think they're gonna try anything with her until after she's 18. But this is a mafia romance. Nothing about it is healthy. The Vicious Lost Boy series. Nothing about that series screams healthy relationship. You know what I'm saying? I think the closest to a healthy relationship I got to was Birthday Girl, and even that was relatively toxic throughout the book until they got together. So I think I figured out why I'm in a slump. Why are you in a slump, ML? I want to know. Don't get your IVB to be off the wall crazy. Yes, they're aliens, but who cares? And I think that is what people are like, oh my gosh, about. But I feel like the people that I've seen kind of be like, oh my gosh, like it's alien love or whatever, are people that when they read dark romance or romance that would be categorized with this, I'm sorry, I'm gonna vape my hand, with this this kind of category, they are only reading human romance between human beings. I will read monster romance, so like it doesn't bother me. Like the fact that they were aliens just made it more intriguing to me, just because like it's a different species, you know? I separate fiction, reality is fine. Who wants to read a healthy relationship with fiction? Not me. Exactly. Like, do I want the relationship dynamics that I read about in books in real life? No. I mean, if I'm going to be realistic, absolutely not. But do I like to pretend? Do I like to be like, if this character out of this book came out the pages and was like, this is what we're doing, that I wouldn't have a fun time with it? Yes. But I want to see healthy dynamics in real life. I don't necessarily want to read about them. You know? I loved First We Were 4. That I'm actually in a book hangover type moment. It was so good. One of the only 5 stars I have read this year that I don't want to get to something else. Oh, the classic book Hangover. This has happened to me a few times this year, actually. So if I've never explained my rating scale to y'all before, I do not give a lot of I don't rate books usually below 4 stars. So people will be like, wow, you're so lenient. No, okay. For me, a lot of my reading is vibes, which is why it's hard for me. I don't give book reviews on my channel. People have asked me why I don't do that. And why on Instagram I do mini reviews. And it's because on a mini review, I can write like 2 sentences and be like, yeah, I really love this book. This part was my favorite, and then leave it alone. I don't give book reviews on my channel because it's hard for me to remember what I've read after I've read it. But I can tell you that I loved the book. You see? So the book Hangover has happened to me a lot because I tend to DNF books that I perceive will get lower than a 4 star. The exception to this being The Love Hypothesis. I've given a few 3 stars this year because they were buddy reads that I refused to give up on. Now, The Cartographers, I DNF that. I was like, it's not the time for me to read this. If I read this, I'm going to be in a slump. No, thank you. But when I read the most recent book I can remember giving me a book hangover was Ace of Spades. It took me like 2 weeks to read another book. I ended up just listening to audiobooks because Ace of Spades was such a 5-star read for me that nothing compared. Like I listened to a lot of podcasts after that, and then I listened to books on audio that I had already listened to. That's basically what happened. So I get it. And I hope that your hangover, I hope you get out of the hangover soon, because it sucks being in the hangover phase because you want to read, but also you don't, you know? My favorite subgenre of romance is kidnapping, Stockholm syndrome. So my fave subgenre of romance, well, I have two actually, because one is also kidnapping. My other is serial killer romances. I didn't know that I liked that until I knew, which it was the Mind F series, which I've only read the first two books in that series, but I need to finish it. But I'm waiting until I can spend, I think it's like $27 for the bind up of the physical books. There's like a bind up of the only way that I know you can get the physical books is in the bind up, and I really want it for my shelves. And when I get that, then I'm going to go ahead and just read it that way, finish it that way. But I love serial killer romance, and I don't know why. So, all right. I'm not going to yuck your yum, but no, I can't do that or go there. Nope, not for me. Which one? Kidnapping or serial killer? Because I have a caveat with the kidnapping. Kidnapping has to be done in a certain way or it freaks me out. Okay? So I don't remember what it was called, but off the top of my head, but the last kidnapping romance that I read that I actually liked wasn't a relationship between the kidnapper and the kidnappee. Okay? It was a relationship between the two people that were kidnapped. Does that make sense? Kidnapping and Stockholm syndrome made romance. Now, I did like. Same here. Listen, we can still be friends, okay? We're not all going. Here's the thing. I am personally I will if they're my friends, right? If people are my friends, I might rib them and be like, "Oh wow, can't believe you didn't like this book, even though I loved it." But in reality, I understand that there are a lot of books that I don't like that other people love, and that there are books that I love that other people are not going to like. I get that. And I'm not mad about it. I am never offended by people being like, "Hey girl, tried this book, didn't like it." Okay. Michelle and I had a conversation on her sprints earlier tonight, actually. Because we were talking about The Love Hypothesis. I did not like that book. I gave it a 3-star. Which is low for me. Like a 3-star for me would be like a 1 or a 2-star to like a normal person that rates that way. Okay. So I gave that book a 3-star. Michelle loved it. And I said to her, I said, "Girl, we can still be friends," because she and I were going to buddy read The Space Between Worlds. I've read that book before. 5-star read. Loved that book. Michelle DNF'd it and put it in a vlog that she DNF'd it. You know? So, Kidnapper Hero can be the only one who hurts the main character. That is interesting. I will say though, I liked the second book or so far I'm like halfway through it. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I haven't picked it up in a while because I was reading other things. But from what I've read of the second book in the Brutal Birthright series, that's a kidnapping romance. It's mafia, but it's a forced proximity and he kidnaps her. And I like it. Like it gives me Beauty and the Beast vibes. That's definitely true. And they in the parts that I've read, they have not, done anything with each other. Like they haven't done the deed or anything like that. It's a slow burn for sure. But it doesn't bother me, even though he kidnapped her. Does that make sense? I don't know. I don't even like it when in thrillers, cop who rescues a victim date or party. I don't like this either. This says a person that just said that she likes serial killer romance. It's fine. I don't like this either because it makes it feel gross. Now the cop and the victim can be friends after, because in the duality series, which is by Sarah Ennis, I read that a few months ago and I love that series. And when I go home in September, which home is Iowa for me, I plan on going to Des Moines to get signed copies of her books because you can buy them in Des Moines. One of the main characters and the cop that rescues them from being kidnapped, because they're kidnapped in these books, they end up still being friends. Now there is a pretty large age gap there. Like he's like a grown man. He's like 35, and I think that the main character that stays friends with him is like 16 or 17. But if they had like made it like a flirtation thing, no thank you. But I'm okay with them being like friends and keeping in touch. But I don't like it when they make the cop and the victim love interest. That's weird to me. He can do whatever he wants, but he just has to take care of her afterwards, make sure she's. I got you. Like the no one. Okay, so you like the no one can have you but me vibes. No one can have you but me vibes. It's that kind of thing. Because I know people that don't like bully romance because they don't like the aspect that happens a lot in bully romance where it's like touch her and you will be unalived vibes. A lot of people don't like that. Like I like it, but the only way I can make sense of this in my head is my toxic love for Klaus Michelson. It's like grooming to me. The cop thing, yeah, that's weird because it's the power dynamic for me that's weird. With the kidnapper kidnappee romance, do I want that in real life? Absolutely not. And it has to be done in a certain way. So for instance, The Cellar by Natasha Preston, which started as a Wattpad story, or she's a Wattpad author, there was nothing remotely romantic about that, even though there were a couple of the girls in that book that were being held hostage in this guy's basement, that did have kind of like love feelings for the kidnapper, like Stockholm syndrome feelings for the kidnapper. But for me, it wasn't like the intention of that book wasn't romance. You know what I mean? It has to be done in a specific way, because I've definitely DNF'd kidnapper romances that I was like, this just feels gross. The ones you're talking about are huge age gap, cop rescues kid years later. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, and that's gross. I mean, I suppose it was two adults, but it's still a very weird power dynamic to me, because that cop, that detective, whoever rescued them still has like a sense of power over the victim. And that's gross. I don't know. It feels gross. I love Klaus Mickelson since I was 11. That makes sense to me. I'm so glad we came to an understanding. It's not a teenager dating the cop, but the victim was a teenager when rescued. Yeah. And I'm okay. Like I said, in the Duality series, our main character in that book and the detective that rescues them, they stay in touch, but it's very much like a father. Like this girl ends up losing like everyone she knows. I don't want to give too much, but the main character I'm speaking about ends up having no family left by the end. So the cop and then the dad of the other girl that's kidnapped with her, they end up kind of being her family and like the only people that she has. So, but it's very much like a fatherly or brotherly kind of relationship and not like romantical. Right. Ew. No. I don't like that. I might explain what I'm saying. Here's her quote. She's mine to do what I want with, but that also means she's mine to care for, to protect. I got you, girl. I got you. I understand what you're saying. I also understand why some people wouldn't like it. I like it. So, like, I get what you're saying. I can understand, though, why it's not everyone's cup of tea. She said, I don't like Klaus. I love y'all so much. Y'all funny. The cop is like a dad figure mentor. That's fine for me. But like don't make them romantic. If she's in Florida, then we are going to watch the originals. Yeah, see, I get it. Like, because if Klaus came and kidnapped me, listen. Do with me what you will. You know what I'm saying? But it has to be a character that I vibe with. Like there has to be a vibe. It can't just be like a creepy old dude that steals a girl off the street and then is like, you're gonna fall in love with me. That's gross. Might love my angry, problematic, violent, but loving and passionate. Here's the thing. Now I want to go watch Vampire Diaries because Vampire Diaries is like a comfort show for me. We're not going to talk about how I started watching Vampire Diaries because I don't want y'all to judge, but like every dude, almost every vampire in Vampire Diaries, it is a man. So I'm talking like now Stefan was not Stefan had like touch her and you unalive vibes. But Klaus and I cannot remember Stefan's brother's name right now, so someone tell me. I'm sorry, it's late. They both, I'm like, Damon, that's his name. If Damon or Klaus was to just appear at my door, do what you do. You know what I'm saying? Do what you do. Kidnap me if you want to. She said, put him in a coffin. Bro. I swoon, okay? I swoon. I'm sorry. Listen. I told myself before getting into dark romance that I didn't have book boyfriends. Like I thought that was kind of like I got how other people could, but like for me, it was like kind of not a concept. The guy, the main character, I think his name is Perry. I think. I don't know. If anyone else read Birthday Girl, let me know. But the main male character in Birthday Girl, the one that she ends up with, which is like her ex's dad or whatever, book boyfriend. Okay. Um, my dude in the Night Sky book by J.L. Kenna, L.J. Kenna. I'm not sure. Definitely. So like, I have book boyfriends now, but before getting into dark romance, I was like, ew, what is that? She said, I swoon. Me too, girl. Me too. She said, drop in the ocean. Yes, Damon. That yes. I thought of it right as you typed it. You're supposed to hate him right now. Okay, so I don't know where you guys are in Vampire Diaries, but there is just like a point where you're supposed to hate Damon and you're also supposed to hate Klaus. So like, but it gets better, you know? Listen. Truly. So the only one, Catherine annoyed me, but also like Elena annoyed me, like as a character. I like Nina Dobrev, like I like her as an actress, but those characters annoyed me. So like, other than them, like yes, any of the vampires, any of them, male, female, whatever. The sister of the originals, please take me somewhere, wherever you want. Pike. Thank you, Tina. Pike. You got it. Thank you. Pike, book boyfriend. I don't even care. I might have to get one for Mal for Christmas. Damon is not my favorite, but I like his humor. I like Damon because he's dark. Everything about Damon is dark. That's why I like him, honestly. I got it for Christmas. Elena is the worst. Yeah, I'm glad we're all on the same page with that because y'all are funny. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Elena. People liked her. And here's the thing. I read the Vampire Diaries books because they were books first, way before the show ever came out. And I loved the books, but I also didn't like Elena in the books. I also didn't like Catherine. And I don't know if I didn't like Catherine because she was a doppelganger. So to me, the way that Catherine is written and portrayed is just the vampire version of Elena. So, like, I felt she was just as insufferable as Elena in the books and in the show. I do like her. I do like Nina Dobrev better as Catherine, but I just don't like Catherine as a character. Haley and Klaus don't ship them, just in love with them. I have a whole theory about LJ Smith. Someday I'll tell you it's bogus, but so fun. I mean, send it to me in my DMs. Okay? Yeah? Okay. Because I just feel, I don't know. I don't like Elena. She's so whiny. And here's the thing. Catherine calls Elena out on being whiny. Like she says, like, girl, you are so whiny. Like, why are you whining all the time? But Elena was just so whiny all the time that I was like, what's the point? You know? Yeah. Didn't love her. It takes photo evidence. Okay, great. Yeah, send it to me in my DMs. I will read it and look at the photos. All right. So it's up to y'all. Do y'all want to do another one? Or do y'all want to leave? Because we do have sprints tomorrow. I am doing sprints tomorrow at, I think they're scheduled for 3:30. Get a life. I mean, that was my problem. I felt like Elena's whole entire world revolved around the Salvador brothers. Like at first, it revolved around her brother. which like I got that part. Like I understand, like you're watching out for your brother, like you love your brother. But then I felt like it went from that to revolving around the Salvador brothers and what they were doing the entire time. And then it was like she wanted both brothers. It was like they tried to make a reverse harem, like a YA reverse harem. And it was, I'm no. Too tired from our sprint. Yes. Okay. That is definitely fine. That's totally fine. Okay. So the sprints for tomorrow are set for 3:30 because I don't talk about this a lot, but I do have my BFF virtual Bible study tomorrow on Zoom. So I want to make sure that I have time for that, but also that I have time to like set up for this. You know what I'm saying? And I was elected to sing everyone out at the end of this group Bible study now. So I have to be there. I missed last week and then I felt really bad. Yes, she does. And I'm just like, girl. And then she like jumps between the two all the time. Ugh. Remember, no spoilers though. Yes, no spoilers. Season 4. Okay. Whew. Yay. I can't wait to hear updates. But yes, so yeah, I have to be there this week because I missed it last week. I missed it last week by like an hour. Like I looked at the clock and was like, oh my gosh, I missed it. So then I just uploaded them a video and posted a video of me singing. Maybe one day I'll sing, like really sing, not just like sing words that I'm supposed to be speaking. All right, friends, I love y'all so much. Thank you for coming on these sprints with me. As always, so I wasn't sitting here reading by myself. I mean, I only read for like 20 minutes of the entire sprint, but that's fine. And I will see y'all tomorrow at 3:30. And that's really it. So thank you so much. So fun. Yes, love hanging out with y'all. No problem. I try to bring the humor. I think it might have cured my slump. I hope it has. I want to read my vampires out. Let me know, ML, what book you pick. Bye, Tina. Love y'all, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye.